State government role in policy. There should be a program of action, an appropriate roadmap, and a feasible timeline. Guidelines based on national standards and models for infrastructure implementation process at various levels, capacity building programs, monitoring and evaluation criteria and targets. Next is framework for procurement, development, selection, evaluation, deployment in repositories and use of digital content. Next is facilitation of widespread participation of all stakeholders, including community and private partners in various aspects in the ICT program. Next is development and phased implementation of an appropriate capacity building framework. Next, mobilization of resources including from private and community sources. Next is development of an appropriate legal and regulatory framework. Next is to monitor and evaluate the implementation for the goals of the education. Next is the IT initiatives. The National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology. Creation of e-content for 996 courses in Phase 2 in Engineering, Sciences, Technology, Humanities and Management has been undertaken by IIT Madras. Consortium for Educational Communication has been tasked with creation of e-content for 87 undergraduate courses. UGC has cleared a proposal to publish e-content for 77 postgraduate courses. Next is National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, which is a joint initiative of the IITs and IISc, provides e-learning through online web and video courses in engineering, technology, sciences and humanities. The National Knowledge Network and Connected Digital has launched an initiative to cover 1,000 institutions besides providing digital campuses and video conference classrooms, wireless hotspots, laptops or desktops to all students of professional or science courses, and also by providing Wi-Fi connectivity in the hostels. IIT Bombay has started the program of CDEEP, which is Center for Distance Engineering Education Program, as emulated classroom interaction through the use of real-time interactive satellite technology. The launch of EduSat brought satellite connectivity to large parts of rural India. Indira Gandhi National Open University is leveraging satellite, television and internet technologies to offer the online courses. Next is private sector participation, like HP's Technology for Teaching grant has transformed the ICT infrastructure in institutes like Anna University and Javadpur University. In 2007, the Distance Education Council allowed all the premier institutes in the country to offer the online courses. In IIT Kanpur has developed Brihaspati, an open source e-learning platform. Next is the government IT initiatives. In 2004, the EduSat was launched in September 2004. It is one of the first dedicated education satellite, and it is to receive direct to home quality broadcasts of educational programs using any television set and a lower cost receiver. And in 2007, the 10th plan is achieved, which is outlined goals of improving access and reducing disparities with the common school system, as well as the renewal of curriculum with emphasis on vocalization and employment oriented courses, and also expansion and diversification of the open learning system and reorganization of teacher training and greater use of ICT. In 2002, Vidya Vahini, which is to provide for IT and IT enabled education in 60,000 schools in India over 3 years as part of a 6,000 crore project. In 2006, broadband connectivity in all secondary schools, which is issued in order to have broadband in all schools. In 2007, Digital Library and Information Network, which is based on the recommendations made by different state open universities and distance education institutions. The Indira Gandhi National Open Universities Board of Management has approved the National Open and Distance Learners Library and Information Network Initiative, and internet and continuing education programs like online learning material and online academic counseling, and also conducting online assignments, online projects and dissertation of guidance, and through online collaboration. Next is Project T4. This is launched in September 2002. It is launched in Karnataka, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh and in Jharkhand. It offers interactive radio instruction and educational television for mathematics, science and education as a second language, and is designed to reach some of the hardest to reach populations. And also it telecasts videos, IRI and educational programs through EduSat. Next is UNESCO, which provides the Global eSchools and Communities Initiative. At the international level, the United Nations has generated the Global School and Communities Initiative, which is a special campaign to promote the use of technology in education. This will also work with the Indian Ministries of Information Technology and Education, facilitating policy support through technical assistance and global resources for the initiative. And in 2004, Bridges to the Future initiative, partnership between the International Literacy Institute at the University of Pennsylvania, Bairaju Foundation, IIIT and other agencies in the state of Andhra Pradesh. The program aimed at providing literacy programs in the local language to out-of-school youth and providing primary school students using computer infrastructure in schools after hours. In 2005, Indo-US collaboration, a collaboration between over 20 American universities and Amrita University, ISRO and Department of Science and Technology to enhance higher education and research in India through the EduSat e-learning network, using EduSat to deliver classes taught by US faculty to hundreds of colleges and universities throughout India. Mission 2007, every village should have a knowledge center, and to establish 6 lakhs village resource centers by August 15th, and BSNL is planning to connect 80,000 villages of India through wireless broadband. Next is IT adoption in India. These are the challenges. India faces the challenge of low technology and also low people readiness. In this, the people are low in adopting to the changes. Next is linguistic and cultural barriers. There are many differences in the cultural and the language that are spoken by the people. Next is the benefits of the ICT. For government, it increases number of students under the gamut of education, increased capacity and cost effectiveness of education systems, and also decreasing the capital expenditure. Next is for higher education institutes. There will be less capital costs, easier to provide new courses to the higher education, and also efficient process and better management control. For employers, there will be low capital expenditure and also cheaper costs of continuing this higher education, and increased convenience in providing the education to staff. And for students, there will be learning anytime and anywhere, and also better quality of education can be provided to the students, and there will be lower overall cost of education. These are the references provided for the ICT, National Policy on Education through ITR ICT, and National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, which is a IIT Madras website. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and share this video if it is helpful.